my time coming. We champions. And Jesus answered them saying, the hour is come.
What it do? Say what it is. Come take a seat. Say who you is. Say what you do. Say what's your gift. Watch out the truth. Just keep it real. When I speak to you, tell me what it do. And when I come through, tell me what it do. You got something I can use, tell me what it do. Let your gift be the proof, tell me what it do. Whether you do your dance and you catch the scene with a flash, you can count it up, just do the math. And when you show them your gift and what it do, just let them know you need your check in advance. For what it's worth, I am the man. When I hit the jet, they know my name. I eat in places where they don't understand what I speak, but they know who I be. That's cause my gift is the mirror for me. If you just come and see what you can be. If you just shine, you can be what they seek. You can be what they need. You can be what he speaks from the top of your head to the soul underneath. They be jacking the flow and that's so unique. They be digging me for this precious stones in my
What it do? What it do? What it do? It's good to see everybody. It is Monday night. It is 10:04. And it is time for spiritual therapy. I pray you guys are having a phenomenal day as we gear up for Thanksgiving, as we gear up for the holidays. Family, friends are coming in town. We're getting ready to host people. But more than anything, I pray that you are going to host the presence of God during this holiday season. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We got a lot of hot topics coming to you today. I am excited. It is time for spiritual therapy. What it do? Go ahead, invite your mama, your auntie, invite your daddy, your uncle, invite your cousin, invite everybody you know. All right. And go ahead and tag them in it, share the video. Go ahead as you come in, go ahead and like the video. It's Monday, y'all. Football is on. People are cooking. People are gearing up for Thanksgiving. I don't know how many people are going to join us tonight, but it's going to be a quick little chat. It's going to be a powerful, intentional, impactful conversation. And we got people on the couch. Let me see. Yeah, go ahead and say what's up to people. Y'all, go ahead. Y'all are unmuted. Go ahead.
What up, though? What's up?
How y'all feeling today?
Feeling good. How are you?
Look at me. If I look how I feel, it's been rough. All right. So we're going to get through today. Pray for me as we do this. But how do y'all feel? How y'all day been going? What happened?
You caught her in the middle of trying to like put the laptop down.
Mm-hmm. It's all right.
It's all right.
People understand. Come on, tell me how y'all day been going. What's been going on?
It's been going all right. It's productive. Today has been productive.
Restful, productive day. Watched X-Men today.
Okay, which one?
Apocalypse, because that's actually the best one.
Okay, we can debate that, but
yeah.
Gotcha.
The first three were kind of trash.
Okay, got you. Strong opinion to start the night already. Don't have the bandwidth right now to go back and forth with that. All right. But we could definitely get into it. But other than that, what are y'all plans for the holiday?
We actually had our family dinner yesterday.
Okay.
So we have some free space on Thursday, and then we're headed to Disney.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
My
brother and my nephews and his wife and family. So
okay, that's awesome.
Auntie Ariel will be in the building for 2 days.
Now, are you going to Disney or Universal?
Disney.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
that's different.
Yeah,
that is different. It's not a lot at Disney for. Are there any kids going?
The nephews. My nephews.
Okay, cool. How old are they?
They're tiny. They're 2 and newborn.
Okay.
Well, new, like 6 months or so. And then there's a 13-year-old going also.
Oh, that 13-year-old is gonna hate it. But
no, I feel like no.
He'll be the only one.
Especially senior trip. Disney going to senior trip.
Senior? What do you mean senior trip?
Senior trip. But I'm saying like at that age, it's like I feel like 13, like 18, like you're gonna find a way to have fun. Are y'all only going to Disney? Or y'all doing like Universal too?
No, we're doing the 3 parks at Disney.
He gonna find it's gonna be cool.
I think he'll enjoy it.
Yeah, he should definitely.
Yeah, I think he'll enjoy it.
Yeah, it should be good. But that's gonna be dope. That's gonna be awesome. And y'all going to the one in Florida?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's pretty good. What about you, Jeff? What you got planned?
I'm either gonna drive to North Carolina or I'm gonna be sleep all day. That's more than likely what's gonna happen. I'm gonna just sleep.
Sleep is good. What's in North Carolina?
So shout out to the North Carolina fam. So my homie Courtney and then Chef Brenton.
Okay.
Be having like a joint. So I might go up there, chill with them, or just get like a bunch of to-go plates and eat sweet potato cheesecake. It's not about sweet potato pie no more.
That sounds pretty good. Y'all do me a favor. What are you doing, or what dish are you looking forward to for Thanksgiving? Of course, I'm always thinking you judge a cook by like the mac and cheese.
Mm,
Like for, you understand what I'm saying? Like you got to have a good mac and cheese. Like Tracy Morgan said, it's got to have 7 different cheeses. You know what I mean? I love Tracy Morgan, man. But I hate people that put too much stuff in their mac and cheese, like lobster and
you don't like lobster in the mac.
I mean, if it's like, if I'm going to a restaurant and that's like a premium side dish, maybe, but no, not really. No, I'm not really.
What is your Thanksgiving? What are you making for Thanksgiving?
What am I making for Thanksgiving? You know, there's a few things I make. I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm responsible for the turkey. All right.
Really?
So, yeah, I'm responsible for the turkey.
If you can substitute the protein for Thanksgiving, what would you replace it with?
If I didn't have to do turkey, which you don't have to do turkey. I would probably do it. Of course, we're having a ham. I would probably substitute it with like turkey.
I know you're talking about
Turducken.
Yeah,
turducken, something like that. I'm lying. I would never get that. I would never get that. The chicken turkey duck. I would never do that. That sounds like a trans. It's like duck want to be a chicken. Chicken want to be a. I'm like, nah, you confused. I'm good. I don't do that type of stuff. Speaking of that, Wayne Brady. Do we have that on the hot topics?
No, but it's one of them.
Is one of them? Is one the hot topics? So Wayne Brady, it's not one of the hot topics. So I'll go ahead and bring it up right now. Okay. There were reports that Wayne Brady, y'all remember Wayne Brady, right? Wayne Brady, who used to be on Whose Line Is It Anyway? What else he used to be on? He used to be on a lot of stuff. Yeah,
that was his main thing. He hosted Let's Make a Deal for a while.
Yeah, he was a host for a lot of shows. But Wayne Brady, musical theater Wayne Brady, improv Wayne Brady, right? He got in some type of car accident. It was a road rage incident. He got out of the car and ended up getting into what they call fisticuffs. What is that? Fisticuffs?
They shot a fade.
Yeah.
But they said that he was unscathed.
Yes, he was
so apparently he told somebody back. He told somebody down. So, but it was funny because I don't know why this is important. I don't know why Ariel found the need to point this particular fact out. But they said that Tom Brady was pansexual.
Wayne Brady.
Tom Brady. Wow. Wayne.
I was about to say that's a shot.
Yeah. Well, hey, but Tom Brady's wife is witch. Y'all know that, right? Y'all didn't know that?
No.
Yo, like he's public about it. Oh. Like she does like rituals before seasons, rituals before games, like 100%. She's a full-blown witch. But not talking about Tom Brady right now. We're talking about Wayne Brady. Wayne Brady. He is this ain't got nothing to do with anything, but he's a pansexual, right? For people that say, well, what is a pansexual? Think about a frying pan. Think about sexuality. Pan, he like it sizzling. I'm just playing. I don't know. But pan means like panoramic. It means around. It means all around. So he gets tossed all around. He goes all around. It doesn't. But it's not just bisexuality. It's all sexual. So he likes everything. That's what it means. But apparently, it didn't stop his ability to fight.
That's right.
And he's still tough. Y'all better stop thinking that these guys that are gay are soft.
Chappelle tried to tell
I'm telling y'all, these folks, it takes a lot to go through bullying. For you to, first of all, you're a master of espionage. The fact that you done lived 20 years and nobody knew you were gay or whatever the case may be. So you're a master of secrecy and hiding and all of that. Hear me, man. They're some of the toughest people. It's so funny because we believe as Christians that when we give our life to the Lord, Romans chapter 12 says, present your bodies as a living sacrifice. So we don't care whether you heterosexual, homosexual, pansexual, transsexual. When all of us come to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ, remember, he is the narrow way. Jesus said, I am the door. If anybody's going to come through that door, you got to give him your sexuality. That's not just for the homosexual. That's not just for the adulterer. That's for everyone, including the heterosexual. So I love the fact that I love the fact that we are getting, hopefully, a little bit more comfortable addressing these types of issues. I do think that these should be conversations that we have in the church because so many people are on a journey of discovery. And what we do is we just make it black and white. Like, if you like this, if you don't like this, you better like this, and that's it. And so you go through your entire life with maybe feelings and thoughts, desires, and you don't know what to do with them other than hide them. The church has to create a place where we can really begin to disciple people in sexuality, but it takes so much consecration. It takes so many best practices. It takes people that have temperance, self-control. They understand how sexuality can destroy your life, and they see sexuality as sacred, as important. And if we have people like that, they can disciple people in that area. It's amazing to me. Men deal with immense insecurity, but that's usually because they don't have any other man to talk to about the stuff that's going on in a relationship or stuff that's just going on with them. It does take you getting a little bit older, I think, breaking down some of those barriers, not caring what people think, that really kind of pulls you to have those types of conversations. But yeah, Wayne Brady, I'm saying that to say, y'all, it's the holiday season, so people gonna be upset. There's gonna be grief. There's gonna be depression. How do y'all usually deal with the holidays? Are they happy times? Are they joyful times? Or do you feel like they're usually kind of heavy times or dealing with grief?
It depends. Like, so for me, it's different because my birthday is like a week before the holiday season.
Mhm.
So like growing up, it was always weird. Like never fails. Probably like from like 8 to 15, it was always a funeral being attended, like either on my birthday or around that time. So for me, it's kind of like, I don't want to go to Thanksgiving dinner if we got to put this body in the ground 7 days before. Now, we're just understanding like how quick life is. It's like exciting to see my family. It's exciting to, you know, see everybody's growth, see everybody different perspective. And it's always good to just, you know, get great food. So
100%.
yeah, like,
what dish you looking forward to?
say it again.
What dish are you looking forward to?
Sweet potato cheesecake. I don't really care about any of the regular. I don't
so funny
care
because
about any of the regular
when I
food.
first got with Jeff, this man used to look at me crazy anytime I had something sweet.
It's
Anytime
Thanksgiving.
I had something sweet or something like that. And I'm telling y'all, he is one of the, I can see you as a kid. I can see you because he is one of the little sneakiest, snacky, candy eating, like a little, you know, like.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
But what about you, Ariel? What are you looking forward to?
I look forward to time with my family. There was a stint in my life where I didn't really care for Thanksgiving. I didn't really like my family, but you know, we thank God for reconciliation.
Hey, but no, that's real.
That's
real. There's a lot of people that this weekend or this week they're gonna have to deal with it because they have a lot of family members that are coming in-laws that are coming in, and they don't like them. How do you deal with that though?
Well, a lot of it happened while I wasn't living here, so I could kind of like plan my travel around getting back home quickly, but just being really mindful and not making it a point to have to try and be everywhere to see everybody when I came home. So I just kind of dialed into the relationships that mattered and kind of had to let the other ones. I'll see you next time.
No, I totally understand.
But it's better. It's a lot better now, so I'm excited about Thanksgiving.
Do you feel like you like your? Do you feel like you like your family a little bit better?
Yes, I do. I like my family a lot. It took a lot. A lot of it was internal also, just kind of dealing with issues I had growing up and having a chance to stop blaming them for so much and just taking responsibility.
That's really good.
Yeah, taking responsibility and then having those hard conversations.
Y'all are getting some therapy tonight on spiritual therapy. I do think that that's one of the ways that you can really begin to decipher, you know, some of the hurt in your heart when certain people come around. What is the response? You know what I mean? Like, what is your reaction and stuff like that? No, man, I can't wait. My mother-in-law is coming to town. My brother's coming over. His family's coming over. And then my mom, you know, after, you know, she finally kind of put a period in that season, that stage where her husband passed away. So now we get a chance to, me and my brothers get a chance to really host her, spend time with her, shower her with love. So that's going to be awesome. All right. So it's good to see everybody. We just wanted to welcome you. It's 10:17. We've been talking a lot, but the community is growing. Do me a favor. We're about to get into our hot topics. This is a phenomenal opportunity for you to go ahead and share the broadcast with somebody. We got over almost 100 people on, but we only got like 18 likes. So I need y'all to do y'all job, y'all. All right, we ain't just watching. This is a community. We all got responsibility. Do me a favor, go ahead and like the video. Go ahead and share the video and then tag somebody in the video. We're about to get into hot topics, and we got some hot topics for you. Okay, Wayne Brady, we already dealt with that. Former First Lady Rosalind Carter. Now, President Jimmy Carter's already passed away, right?
No.
For real?
He's still alive.
You sure?
Yeah.
Research.
He lives near my grandmother. He
does be saying some outlandish stuff.
No, the only reason I know
I was taking the trash out. He came outside.
No,
he said,
President Carter, how you doing? They were talking about because he teaches Sunday school down. My grandmother lives in Luthersville, which is near like the Warm Springs area, and that's what they said. They're like, she passed, but he's down there teaching Sunday school. So some people go just to see him teach, but he's still alive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. No, I saw Christy just said my dad died on this day. So Thanksgiving is always a little depressing because I remember what it felt like this time all those years ago. 100%. And that's a lot of people, you know. Holidays are triggers for a lot of people. I think that's why having a good support system, having a good community is so funny, because I was just talking to this young lady who said that she came to our church. And she actually, it was so funny. She came to our church and she was getting involved. She was really liking it. But then her uncle passed away. And just that death kind of jolted her. She kind of took a step back, started losing community. But the community is the connectivity. So when she started losing the community, she started losing the connection. She started feeling like maybe I should go to another church. She went to another church, really wasn't getting any community there, really wasn't. And then her friends start going to embassy, and other people that she knew were going to embassy, and they're posting stuff. And and she's sitting there saying, well, I don't got friends and I don't got fellowship, but she's looking online with all these people that are doing stuff at embassy. And she's like, why don't I go back? And so she went back, and this Sunday was actually her first Sunday back. And I'm like, what a Sunday to come back, right? Sunday was absolutely crazy. Look,
absolutely.
Number one, if you're in the Atlanta area, every Sunday at 11 a.m., you need to find yourself at 4665 Macland Road. There's always a phenomenal experience. The presence of God is always here. God is growing us exponentially. He's doing phenomenal things. God is faithful. So I would love to see you. This Tuesday, we usually have Bible study. We don't have Bible study this Tuesday, but we do got family dinner. I think it's already capped off. And so if you didn't register, sorry for you, but family dinner is going to be amazing. Food is going to be amazing. The fellowship, the games, the impartation is going to be awesome. If you're a part of Embassy City, I would love to see you tomorrow night. I think it's at 7 p.m. But Rosalind Carter passed away. And this kind of gets us into a string of deaths that we're going to talk about. Not just First Lady Rosalind Carter, but today, Bishop Carlton Pearson passed away. Now, if you've been saved for any length of time, are y'all familiar with Bishop Carlton Pearson's ministry?
Absolutely.
Not really. And for people to know, Ariel just got saved not long ago. So on Sunday, she gave her life to the Lord. So we really appreciate that. She was a bit hesitant, but hey, after deliverance, after multiple sessions.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
That thing gonna pop. Hey,
I got it insecure. I check it.
You remember that viral video where that lady leaned back
Yes.
and that thing fell off? I'm starting to think that was planned, but that was amazing when she was like, "Oh my God." She was like, when she was like, I can't say the word, but she was like, yeah. I loved it, man. I just love the transparency. But Bishop Carlton Pearson died. I thought he was, find out how old he was. I thought he was 77.
70.
He was 70?
That's on the thing I saw. It was 70.
Wow, that's not old at all. I just posted a video. I had the opportunity of meeting him a few times. Had the opportunity of spending some quality time with him at a retreat, at a pastor's retreat, and it was absolutely amazing. Now, I want to see what people said 70. It's so funny, man. Christians are funny in the sense of, if you make a mistake, it's just amazing to me what they exalt, what they emphasize. Number one, let me say this. So I was born again 2004. This was right around when the gospel of inclusion came out. So it was like right when the gospel of inclusion was coming out. As a Buddhist coming to Christianity, studying doctrine, and then hearing about that, for me, it was pretty simple. There are people that I love. There are people that I genuinely like and enjoy as people, but some of the stuff they preach isn't necessarily good doctrine, healthy, or stuff that I believe in. Now, some of the stuff that I don't believe in are just preferences, right? But other things are doctrine and theology. And I do believe that there was a trajectory of his life in the sense of even when he did start preaching the gospel of inclusion, those that were close to him and understood his doctrine, understood that he still believed in Christ, he still believed in Jesus, he still prayed to Jesus and those types of things. He just had a different eschatological view. And I think that especially when it comes to eschatology, it's so sticky because eschatology is the study of the end times. Tell me, how does it end? Do you know? Have you been there? None of us know. So the thought that we would create division, contention, the fact that we would create debates and quarrels and and separate from people, castigate people just because they may have a different eschatological view. I think that it can be pretty hurtful. I think that sometimes Christians are just have absolutely no mercy. And but because it's funny because I mean, you just have different thoughts and different opinions. So I want to get y'all thought about this. I always say that if there's somebody that's living in sin, right, you should love them. Of course, you hate the sin, walk with them because discipleship is needed for them to be developed, for them to grow out of the thing. But I never see Jesus standing on a corner telling people you're going to hell, you sinner, you nasty, dirty dog, you about to go and bust. I don't ever see Jesus saying that. So what is y'all thought about how do you handle a friend that's in habitual sin? All right. Well,
I'm sorry.
don't look like they were ready for that.
Nah, you was about to answer it. Like you.
Let's go to the
go ahead
couch.
if you want.
Let's do it one more time.
Sorry.
What do y'all do? How do y'all handle? Cause I'm sure y'all have had this happen before.
Yeah, I was thinking. I was just trying to think through it. So always expressing love, but it's not trying to change anyone's I think we run into an issue trying to change people's minds and perspectives instead of being the example of what we say, like, or the lifestyle that we are trying to invite them into versus placing that lifestyle on them. That makes sense?
Yeah, I got you.
Instead of placing that lifestyle on them, we're like trying to force them into a certain way. And that runs a lot of people away from the church anyway, because it's like, you can't do this, you can't do that. And a lot of people run away from joining the church or Christianity
100%.
because it seems like you lose so much, but no one talks about the liberty and what you gain in the freedom of Christ.
Right.
And I think if there was more, even if Christians lived better and weren't so bitter and mean and just seeming like they were always upset, like God gives us liberty. And it's a joyful place. It's not mean and bitter and judgmental.
100%.
And I think that runs people off. So just really being that example.
No, I mean, you're 100% right. And it's the liberty that lets both you know and us know if there has been a change in the heart.
Right.
Because we only know what's in you when we allow you to do whatever you want to do. And when we say that all things are lawful, but not all things are expedient, there is what they call Christian liberty. This is a true doctrine that they preached from the first century. The first century church fathers, one of the big things about Christianity, it wasn't this a ball and chain to tradition or religion. You didn't have to practice certain days and you didn't have to put on certain things. You didn't have to eat certain things. And so the Jews are looking at the Christians like, hey, they get to do whatever they want to do. But if you go into the book of Corinthians, you learn that some people took advantage of the liberty. Some people took advantage of the freedom and they turned the freedom into freakiness. Right. And so you get to something like 1 Corinthians and everybody's having sex with each other. And it's starting to hurt the integrity of the church. It's starting to hurt their integrity, their ability to operate in spiritual gifts. Nobody's being ministered to. So they have a group of Christians that are gathering but not growing. And I think that's usually the case when there is habitual sin or even organizational sin in a church or in an organization. I can't wait because December the 1st and the 2nd, we're having something called Leader Pour After Dark, the boot camp edition. It is open to any and everybody. You don't even have to be a partner of our church. But if you want to be a part of that, you can go to embassychurchatl.com, find more information there. But I'm so excited about Leader Pour because I get a chance to address our standards. Yeah. And one of the standards that we're going to address is sexual purity. Like, we're not creating a dating club. Like, if that's the reason why you're serving, if that's the reason why you're coming, you can do something else. You know what I mean? We have to make the main thing the main thing. There is nothing that can sabotage, circumvent, short circuit a move of God like lust, perversion, promiscuity, and just a lack of understanding or lack of management for sacred things. And so I want to deal with that as it relates to our church because we're getting younger and younger leaders, and we got to have this conversation. But what about you, Jeff? How do you deal with a friend that's in habitual sin?
Yeah, I think, like, growing up in church is situational because you're going to run into people who grow up and they know what's up, and then you run into people who actually have no clue.
100.
So I think that for somebody who does know what the deal is, it's important that you have, like, you got to understand, especially like your proximity, the vulnerability, the transparency level of that relationship. If I'm holding you accountable, I have to, like, you're asking me to judge your actions. That doesn't mean I condemn you. Yeah. I'm not going to condemn you. Like, I'm going to tell you, like, hey, what you're doing is, like, it's out of pocket. Like, you put in, like you said, like, especially if you're serving the ministry, integrity at risk, but you're also putting it, like, your witness at risk.
Well, you said something though. You said judge. That's a cuss word on the internet. Don't Don't you say judge. Judge not lest you be judged. Let's go ahead and have that conversation, because I think sometimes a lot of people don't know the difference between correction and judgment, or like you said, judgment and condemnation.
Yeah.
Because if there is going to be correction, there has to be judgment to the degree that you're saying this is right, this is wrong, this is up, this is down, this is black, this is white. So there has to be judgment to some degree. But yeah, talk to me about what you mean when you think about judgment as opposed to condemnation.
I think that when you are addressing the situation, the tone does matter, right? The tone and the position of the person's heart who is having the conversation. So if there's an issue that's going on, it's like, hey, I'm going to tell you, hey, X, Y, and Z was extremely wrong, but I'm not going to bash your character. You know, I'm not going to make you feel less than. If you are doing things that are going against your character, we're going to address them. But at the same time, like, all right, let's have solution that backs that up. And then I'm going to encourage you, like, yo, you have the potential to be this, that, and the third. It makes no sense for you to continue to waste that.
100%.
And I think that eliminates condemnation, because it also shows a person that, you know, even as a believer, it's like you still have a tender heart. But just because I have a tender heart, it don't mean that I'm about to put up with your mess.
100%. Yeah,
and that's something that needs to be, I think when having that conversation, it just needs to be addressed. If it's a person who doesn't know, then more grace, more patience, more time, because I don't expect you to know certain markers. Like a 10-year vet is supposed to know certain things. Like you fresh in the league, like if you're an anomaly, perfectly fine. But if you know your first or second year, it's certain things you're not going to know. But if you're 10 years in, it's like I don't have time to waste to coddle something that you actually don't want to change.
And I think your standard should match the greatness you feel like you're called to.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? Because like you talked about coming into the league, it's like, well, if you're a role player and, you know, I get it, you need to keep your body in shape, but you may not do what the superstars may do, whatever the case may be, but that's why you're not a superstar. But if you come in the league and you're like, hey, I'm a superstar, I want to break records, I want to do that, well, then that standard takes another level of sacrifice. You know what I mean? Somebody said this, I wanted to answer this question, Braylon McNeely, he said, with the same measure you judge with. And that's the end of that particular scripture, because it literally says, judge not lest ye be judged, for with the same judge or with the same judgment or with the same measure you judge, you'll be judged in like manner. So what that literally means is that you shouldn't judge anybody in an area you're still struggling in.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's what we got.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's good.
That's so tough.
That's what we call hypocrisy. Right? You cannot judge somebody, look down at somebody, condemn somebody, or make them feel bad about doing something that you know you yourself are doing. So I do think that there has to be a level of sobriety, a sound mind, and a level of compassion and just fairness across the board. How did we get into this? I think we're talking about Bishop Carlton Pearson and the lack of love, just the lack of honor, just the lack of support people gave him. There's people in your family that walked away from God, and you still let them go to the Thanksgiving dinner. You still love them. You still hug them. You still text them. But the moment Carlton Pearson kind of went left, I mean, it's like the entire church abandoned him. Now, I don't want to act like I wasn't on that bandwagon to a degree, in the sense of like, they did a bishops college where they had him debate bishops and all that different kind of stuff. And even me watching that, I felt like, okay, cool. I think that the orthodoxy, I think that the traditional doctrine kind of made its case. So I don't necessarily believe certain things about inclusion. But even after that, I was like, but I can see the good he has done, and I'm not going to disrespect him, dishonor him because of the good he has done. Today, I know somebody just said he died yesterday, but yesterday, we lost a legend. He will be extremely missed. The indelible imprint that he made on the body of Christ is irrevocable, indispensable. You can't erase it. You can't forget it. And we thank God for Bishop Carlton Pearson. All right, let's keep going. So Elon Musk, I don't know if y'all heard about this, but Elon Musk, his startup Neuralink aims to install brain chips in up to 11 people in 2024. So he's been trying to do human trials for a while. Now, I know a lot of people are like, this is the mark of the beast. We're about to get chips in our hands and our brains and all this different kind of stuff. But he's been trying to test this on humans for a while, and he has not been approved to do it until now. He is finally approved for human trials. So he is going to put that Neuralink in 11 people starting in 2024. As long as it ain't me.
There we go.
Let's see.
They have thousands of people.
Get your 11 people, huh?
They said thousands of people are trying to sign up for the wait.
I'm sure, because right now doing the trial, you probably don't have to pay for it. So they're probably going to pay for it. They're probably going to take care of everything. And if you're the first one, I'm like, what if that chip haywire or something like that? And you just start, all this different stuff. I'm like, that's crazy.
One more time, please.
Whatever.
Or if your body just rejects it in general. Like people die of planned brain surgery. So you're actually
100%.
inserting a foreign object
crazy.
Yeah.
into like
Yeah.
crazy.
And what is the purpose of it? Did you hear about like what is the purpose? Like what is it going to be used for?
to try to like control the computer softwares. So almost how we're all connected. Well, people with iPhones are connected like iCloud and all of your devices. You will also be connected to your devices.
That's
wow.
out of pocket.
Yeah.
That's
wow.
weird.
It's
I
like
also think it's like if you he said like you probably don't have to pay for it now. What if they cancel your subscription? Now,
yeah, you just
now you got a chip in your head with,
yeah,
with nothing.
you been walking, you didn't pay your and I was like 100%.
Like that brother died. Like it's I don't want to do that.
His chip. They're gonna turn it back on in a minute.
That's crazy. It's
What you-
just
No,
his
it's
chip.
just
They're gonna
his chip.
turn
They're gonna turn it
it
back
Nah, you're gonna get a phone call or they're gonna call like next of kin and be like, they didn't pay their bill or something like that.
We need you to
And-
pay to get them up right now because
Man, that's-
Insurance is through the roof.
I'm sure insurance.
Oh,
But
I
my
didn't
thing
think
is
about
to fix
insurance.
anything, you got to go back into the brain or something like
Mhm.
that. That's a lot.
That's a message right there.
To fix a thing, you got to go back into the brain or 100%.
That's tough.
So that's gonna be crazy. I don't know if you're gonna do it. I don't know if you consider it an eschatological event. I don't know if you think that it's the mark of the beast or anything like that. So I would love to kind of get your opinion. Go ahead, put it in the chat. What do y'all think about that?
That's crazy.
somebody said, "What if someone hacks it?"
100%. And if it's digital, it can be hacked. So 100% somebody hack your brain. My thing is, what if they put your brain up to like a projector? And everything that's in your brain, everything that's in your mind, David, boy, we would all types of animals and just crazy stuff. So, anyway, he likes anyway. It's crazy. Yeah, but we love everybody though. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get into the last hot topic because this is going to lead us, it's going to segue into a real good conversation. Have y'all heard Andre 3000's new album? Did y'all listen to it yet?
I listened to part of it.
No,
You refuse?
I refuse to listen to 87 minutes of one of the greatest rappers not rapping. I can't.
Where did you find?
For real though. Because sometimes I do think that people feel like if you're an artist, you can do anything.
Yeah.
And it's art.
Come on.
It still got to be good. You know what I mean? Now, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't listen to everything. I didn't listen to any of it, honestly. I haven't listened to any of it yet. But how I found out about it is, well, first I saw Kev on Stage post a video about it. But then I saw Jonathan McReynolds. And he posted something, but he was saying that he wouldn't listen to it while he was going to sleep because of dark energies or dark frequencies. And people start going in on him. Number one, calling it dark frequencies, but then number two, using the word frequency. But then he started listening to one of the songs. I think like the name of the song
They have
is
very long names.
Yeah, the name is a very, very long saying.
That's a lot.
They have one of them was like you.
Like, why you want me to say all these names?
One of them was like, remember that night in Hawaii when I turned into a panther and started growling?
The night in Hawaii when I turned into a panther or something like that. But he was saying that he listened to it and in the song, he's making like Purin sounds or like very low vibrations throughout the whole song. And he was saying, what if I went to sleep and woke up and that was playing in me or whatever? And I'm developing this whole teaching on frequencies. I'm developing this whole teaching on sounds, rhythms, vibrations. And you have high notes and you have low notes. And when we say a low note, I'm not talking about like a low sound. I'm talking about a dark note, right? I'm talking about like a and again, it's not the sound, it's more so the spirit that is releasing the sound. So it can be any type of sound, but if I'm playing it, and while I'm playing it, I'm angry. While I'm playing it, I'm lustful. While I'm playing it, I'm frustrated. Then it creates a low note because of the energy that it carries. So people hearing that, they can start to feel low. They can start to feel heavy. This is how impartation works. This is how information travels. And Jonathan McReynolds was talking about dark energy. I haven't watched it or I haven't listened to it, but I mean, have y'all listened to any of the songs?
No.
I just skated through a couple just to kind of see what was happening, but it was just feeling like spa music, maybe like the first one or so, but I couldn't sit.
Did you start
after a while?
Purring like a?
No, I didn't. I
Okay.
did not purr.
Yeah.
No, what?
And that's the last thing we need. So
I didn't know y'all were getting it.
hey.
That's so silly.
So I named today's podcast, I named today's episode, Follow the Flute. Why? I have no idea. Now that I think about it, I really have no idea. Other than the fact that I think for every it's a wonderful case study because think about Jaleel White. Think about I'm thinking about stars that had phenomenal roles, but the roles were so amazing they couldn't get out from the shadow of that role. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody could ever see them in another role.
Mike Epps, Day Day.
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin.
Mike Epps. But everybody call him Day Day.
I don't know his name, but the guy that cheated in what's the movie with Big Mama? What's the movie with Big Mama when she was eating Soul Food? In Soul Food, but he's always
the guy who cheated on Angela Bassett.
Yes.
But
that was in Waiting to Exhale. He's always a cheater.
And every single time I see that,
But he's always a cheater. He cheated in Soul Food on Vanessa Williams.
I know.
Crazy. No, that she was in Soul Food.
Vanessa Williams.
I know, but I thought he cheated on.
He cheated in Waiting to Exhale in a different movie. He's been typecast.
And Vanessa Williams.
Yes. In Soul Food. Yes.
I don't even think I would have did two of those. And that was like all around the same time. Yeah, because I think about Lawrence Fishburne.
Yes.
When I first saw him,
yeah.
It took me a while. When I saw Morpheus, I said, I was like, Morpheus about to beat somebody. I was like, man, this is great. But yeah, it do take you a while, especially when you do a role so well. And Andre 3000 played his role.
Mic is off.
It's been off for a long time, hasn't it?
We just looked at the comments.
I don't know.
It's like, your mic is off.
I'm sorry, y'all. I coughed and I cut my mic off. If they had been listening and watching the comments, they would have caught that. But I talked for 20 minutes on the secret of dimensions and how levels function. I can't go back to that. So I'm sorry. We just gonna have to miss that. But what was I saying? What was I saying for real?
It was hard for you to watch Lawrence Fishburne.
Yes.
Morpheus.
Like we're talking about the fact that sometimes some people can do a role so well. Think about like a Jaleel White, or think about I don't know his name. You should find out his name. Whether it's a Jaleel White, whether whatever the case may be. Sometimes you can do a role so well that it becomes very, very hard for people to see you outside of that role. And I think that's a little bit of what Andre 3000 is dealing with. People see him and they think about what he did produce and what he did do. I saw this interview about Andre 3000. He was giving an interview, and apparently he was invited to go to Coachella. What's it called? Is that it? Coachella, right? So this was the first time he had been on stage in 15 years, him and Big Boy, right? All right, okay. So him and Big Boy, it was last week I said Ashanta, and I've been messing up people's names. But 15 he hasn't been on stage for 15 years, and then all of a sudden they ask him to do Coachella. He goes on stage. He talks about in the interview how he never wore in-ear mics.
Wow.
Ever. He's never wore in-ear mics. So he get on stage, he's rapping, he's doing this thing, and people are talking to him in his ear. So he's messing up, like he's flubbing up the congregation. The crowd is getting like super upset, super frustrated with him. And he said, I don't remember this. I think it was either Quincy Jones. I don't remember the second person, but Prince was in the audience and walked to the side of the stage to like get on the stage and to encourage him and stuff like that. And when he got off stage, Prince was there to kind of, console him, let him know it's all right. You may be dusty, but it's still destiny. Bars, right? Like you maybe something you ain't did in a while, but it's still the call of God on your life. And he was really encouraged by that to get back into the studio and to start working. It's amazing how every gift has those divine moments where they meet somebody either that they look up to, they meet somebody that they've idolized, and I mean that in the purest sense. They meet somebody that they've admired, and then that person, hopefully they will affirm you, speak highly. Sometimes it doesn't necessarily go that way. The camera's on y'all. But have you ever had that opportunity to meet somebody that you grew up listening to, grew up watching? How was that experience? Was it good? Was it bad? Have you ever had a bad experience with a celebrity you thought was going to be good? Have you ever had and with a pastor, maybe? I mean, anything.
What you I'm a celebrity. I'm a celebrity, so it's easy.
We're gonna take the camera off of him. Help us, Jesus.
Say no. No, I think I think meeting you, like you're one of the people that's like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. I would say as far as like professional athletes, no, that's because that's like celebrities to me. Like if you're great at your sport,
100%.
Like it's dope. I've never had a bad run-in, but it's also the timing of when you meet them. And you gotta be able to read the room. Because I'm not about to bother you if you having a bad day or if you eating your food. But yeah, I haven't had, any bad run-ins yet.
Oh, wow.
Because you never know who you're gonna meet.
Yeah, that's good. What about you?
I'd say I've been in some spaces with people or maybe people that were connected to the celebrities, like some band members of different people.
Come on.
Connected to the guitar player for Erykah Badu and different bands and stuff like that. And just not being starstruck or like, oh, once I found out who they were, not running at them like, oh, can you do it, whatever, but just being yourself and being authentic in that space. But they're normal people like everybody else, and a lot of times they're not interested in you trying to like put them up on the pedestal.
100%.
Of course, you honor their gift, but you're still mindful that they deserve respect at the same time.
We're gonna keep talking. Go ahead.
Do you have anybody that you would consider yourself like if you met them, you'd be like,
yeah, 100%. There's a few people. I got stories for days. I mean, right now, in the Christian world, I think I've met everybody, I want to meet or whatever. But in the secular world, 100%, like Tyler Perry, Elon Musk, you know what I mean? 100%. Bishop Brady tells this story about how he met Tyler Perry, but he met Tyler Perry in a bathroom or whatever. And like he was in the bathroom and he was getting ready to go out. Tyler Perry came in and he said something very crazy. Like Bishop said something real crazy. And Bishop, he always tells this story because when Tyler Perry left, Bishop was like, why did I say that? Like, what did I say? But it was something like something like, how's it hanging? Or something like something weird. Like something weird. Like he walked into he was like, how's that? And he was like, like, oh my God, why did I say that? So Bishop has never let that down or he's never left that alone. I think about, I heard this story of Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy did a set right before Roger Dangerfield. And so, Roger Dangerfield, just a legend, right? So Eddie Murphy did a set. He was 17 years old. And Eddie Murphy tells the story about how when he did the set was dirtier than, what's the name of his most famous stand-up? Raw. It was when he said when he was 17, the material was even dirtier than Raw. So he's doing his bit. After he finished, Rodney Dangerfield walks up to him and says, hey, where you gonna go with that? Or something like that. Like, what are you gonna do with that? Like, it's a lot of a lot of sex jokes, a lot of nasty stuff. He's like, hey, where you gonna go with that? Didn't think nothing about it. Years later, Eddie Murphy is in a bathroom at MGM Studio or whatever. And Rodney Dangerfield walks in. And like Eddie Murphy is at the urinal. Rodney Dangerfield walks up to the urinal next to him and just looks at him and says, who knew?
That's very awkward, actually. We can't skate over that.
What you mean?
If at the urinal right next to him was like,
I'm sure it got the little walls up.
That's still awkward. Just you can skip that one more.
If there's space. You never been like in the airport and there's
I'll just wait.
Okay. Well, not me. Not me. Not me. I'm like, I gotta use the bathroom. I'm gonna sit there and wait. Shoot, it should be nothing but men in there. I mean, y'all young. It's different. Once you go to the doctor and have like a colonoscopy, once you go to the doctor and there is no more boundaries. There's no more. You care not. You care not anymore. Like, I'm too old. I'm too old to care. Like, what, man? Please.
He should be good backstage when he's modeling. It's a lot going on.
It's a lot. It's a whole lot. Theater and modeling. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. And you just have to play basketball.
And that.
Yeah, basketball.
Basketball players not as wild as football players, though.
We ain't gonna even get into that. Football players, because I know Brandon watch. Football players. Football players are wild.
Crazy.
They are different. But we're talking about following the flute because sometimes people get stuck in a role. Sometimes people get stuck in a character. Sometimes people get stuck in a season. Like you had a phenomenal season. You had wins. You had championships. And sometimes it becomes hard to let go of that so you can create something else. Now, I will say this. As an artist, you got to do what you feel like you're called to. So if he feels called to the flute, if he wants to create an album where he's doing a flute, then you got to let him, you got to let him, I'm trying to think of another word. You gotta let him play the flute. I don't like that either, but you gotta let him do it. Everything's not gonna be a home run, but what I do appreciate is his buoyancy. You know what I mean? Because there's so many people. I mean, think about, it was so funny because I just saw a clip of Jaleel White on a show or on a movie that I've never heard before. And it was called Who Made the Potato Salad?
That's what
You've
I was
never
talking
heard
about
of that?
earlier. I've seen it.
You've seen it?
Mhm.
Like a lot of people haven't seen it,
No.
but literally, it is crazy.
It is.
It is crazy, and so I'm sure he did a lot of like B movies. He tried to continue, but sometimes people only see you. Somebody who broke that would be like maybe Will Smith. You know what I mean? Because Fresh Prince, he did that for a long time, and people still call him Fresh Prince, but he was able to step into other roles and be lost in that role. You know what I mean?
Though?
But it's hard
what
for
do you
Alfonso.
think the key is that, like, for that to be able to be in a box and evolve beyond that? Like, what do you think the key is?
Well, number one, I think that you have to exhaust the box. I think that like if a season, a show, a sitcom ends abruptly, I think people still feel like they're missing something. You know what I mean? So when they see you, I think it reminds you, you know, when Friends ends, like when they have a good wrap up to a show, I think that does allow some people, like even Martin, you know, it allows people to just be like, okay, we put a period there, it's done, it's over. So I think a good stop or a good stopping point is good, but I think that your next role has to be, if not on the same level, it has to be greater, right? So Muhammad Ali, the thing with the zombies,
iRobot.
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend. iRobot. iRobot.
Yeah, Independence Day. I think with
Independence
that too,
Day was right after that.
Yeah, but I
Independence
think,
Day was great.
But I think with that too is the artists that are able to kind of morph into that next thing. They kind of mix it in while they're doing the first thing. So like Jaleel White was always just Steve Urkel or Stefan Urkel. The same way with Will Smith, and you have Alfonso Ribeiro. Like you always see him as Carlton.
100%.
Because that's all he was doing.
But has he done anything
He's
else?
a game show host now.
But yeah, but I'm saying, has he ever done another movie or another show?
Not that I recall. I mean, not
Like,
saying
he played that role so well. And I think that also, because somebody said this in the somebody said, let your personality make the character. I think sometimes that is the problem.
Right.
Is that the character that you play is so closely related to who you are, people can't separate it. I do think that when you're able to do something that's kind of far away from you, I mean, but again, even in Jaleel White's, I mean, you know, Steve was far away, but Stefan gave him the opportunity to more so play himself. You know what I mean? So I do think that you have to play something that's kind of far from who you are, lest people kind of compare your personality, who you really are, with the character that you play. How many actors, if you're an actor, do me a favor, go ahead and just type in the chat, I'm an actor, I act, I'm a theater major, whatever the case may be, if you're an actor. And I'm asking that because the Destiny experience is gonna be crazy. I'm so serious, man. The Destiny experience is going to be amazing. I'm doing it. I'm going to go ahead and set the date. It's going to be right now. We're looking at somewhere in May, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the first one. It's going to be a ticketed event, but it's going to be a prophetic interactive gathering that inspires you, that challenges you, and that disciples you. And it's going to be amazing. It's going to be really, really awesome. But let me see. I act a little bit. We ain't talking. Braylon told me so he acted a little bit. Nick, it's so good to see you, man. I miss you, man. Hey, man, after the holidays, come on, let's get up. I'm not that busy. I love you, Nick. I love you and your wife. We got to hang out. It's so good to see you. We all know that Angela ain't Tina, but how many people still see Angela Bassett? Oh, yeah, 100%.
That's crazy because I see her as the Queen Mother.
For real? Her role in Black Panther was not that iconic.
But I feel like more so because it's like she's a great mom.
She's regal.
In that movie.
She's a phenomenal
mom.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a phenomenal mom in Chicago PD show, whatever it is. She had a couple scenes.
Is that now? Oh, she had a couple of scenes.
She had a couple scenes.
If she was like if she was like a star, I would probably actually
who's the best
go watch
TV
it.
mom ever?
Harriet Winslow.
Over Claire Huxtable?
So it's between Claire Huxtable, Harriet Winslow, and the dark-skinned mom from Fresh Prince.
Aunt Viv.
The
real Aunt Viv.
The real Aunt Viv.
The real Aunt Viv.
I can't. Go ahead. Yeah. That Aunt Viv. That's the only one we acknowledge. But I mean, what would you say? I mean, I would probably. I like. The only reason I say Harriet Winslow is because her husband was a cop. She, you know what I mean? Like, you saw her getting like different type of jobs, working like, it was like minimum wage, or it was just a different, you know, she had a whole bunch of people living with her. She had a sister living with her. She had her mama living with her. She lost a child and didn't blink an eye. Like
Mm.
Judy went upstairs, never came back. She didn't bat an eye. If you lose a kid, if you lose a kid and you can continue without therapy and trauma and all this other stuff, you are the mom of the year.
You think of her being like relatable.
Yeah.
She's
100%.
relatable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, why would you say Claire Huxtable?
Claire Huxtable was just fly. Like, and how she corrected her kids. I watched the episode where Vanessa, I think she was on A Different World, and she was dating Dwayne Wayne.
Mm.
And like she didn't know that Vanessa was like at college parties, and she kind of checked her. But then even how she dealt with Theo and how she would check Cliff was actually like really cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I'm like, yo, like
graceful.
she started like they had bread, lived in a
Mhm.
nice home, but it's like don't ever play.
Don't
with me.
play with me.
Oh, 100%.
Like I thought that was really dope.
I appreciated her grace, like the way she approached
I love that. Yeah.
the circumstance.
You 100% right. Yeah. And she cooked. She was a lawyer.
Yes.
Mhm.
She was a lawyer. She still cooked. She still cleaned. She was still a mom. I just remember those times, like you said, when she was checking people. Remember that guy was like, you're gonna serve him or something like that. That whole thing, like you're gonna get. She's like, I'm not serving nobody. You know, I love that exchange. I love it. So, what about you, Ariel? Who you think is the best TV mom?
I think not everybody's, but Loretta Devine plays a lot of TV moms and aunties.
Auntie
Loretta.
For
Loretta.
sure.
She's a
auntie.
TV auntie.
Divine. She is TV's auntie.
Yeah.
And she always got that little, I can't do it. But she always got that little sigh, you know, that, it don't matter what's happening. She,
Her role in Kingdom Come was amazing.
Oh.
Wait, what movie?
Kingdom Come with
Come.
LL Cool J, Vivica Fox. You never seen it?
I've never seen it.
Really good.
Her
It's
husband-
good for
The
real?
car
husband
scene with
passed.
Eddie Winslow, hilarious,
And her.
and
Mhm.
her.
Eddie
Okay.
Winslow was her son in the movie.
Oh, wow. Mm. You know what's funny? Because going back to Jaleel White, I don't want to harp on this. People forget how many characters he played.
Mm.
Not just Steve and Stefan, but remember Bruce Lee, Albert Einstein. He played, you know,
within the show.
like I think that he was probably a really good actor. I'm just surprised. But so a lot of people talk about his attitude, though. Have y'all ever heard this? A lot of people talk about his attitude. They say that, you know, when he came on the show, of course, he was just a co-star. He wasn't even a co-star. He was a guest star. And of course, you know, they were trying to find a way to make the show funnier. They ended up kind of more centering it around him, which Harriet, her real name, and the dad, pretty much the entire cast didn't like it or whatever, because they felt like it was supposed to be a family show. It wasn't supposed to be like just laughing and goofy stuff. And they felt like they were playing to the funny. So a lot of people didn't like it and didn't like him at the beginning. But he came in and kind of stole the show, both kind of figuratively and literally. And I think that I don't want to say went to his head, but he started to act like he was the star. And it's funny because I hear about those things, but if you go on YouTube right now, there is a interview. It's really a documentary about the show. And they're all sitting on the couch together. And literally you can, when they're talking, you can watch the eyes. Like whenever he talks, you can see people be like, literally. Like every time, like he'll say something and somebody will be like, and I'm like,
And that's
that
25
animosity.
plus years later.
Oh, 100%. Oh, 100%. 25 plus years later. Yeah. So, but I don't think that he gets as much credit for being a great actor as he probably should. Comedic timing, comedy, slapstick comedy, physical comedy. I mean, he did all of that and carried the show. It's so funny because, number one, let me just go ahead and give this disclaimer. Family Matters is one of my favorite shows in the entire world. All right? What you about to say?
No, I didn't have any opinion.
Okay, because it's one of the greatest shows ever to be created.
I don't know about that.
It's one of the greatest shows ever to be created. For you to show a realistic middle-class model of a African-American family, where you got that at? Before House of Pain.
TGI Friday.
I love TGI Fridays.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, anyway, I was thinking about Boy Meets Girl, all the different stuff. Okay. Family Matters is one of my favorite shows ever. And I want to talk a little bit about that, you know, the theme song. You know, the theme song for Family Matters. Once you hear that,
yeah, you know what it is.
but you know, that other part, can I tell y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all a exercise. It's a part where you're listening to it. I can't sing, my voice is horrible right now. But it's like, okay, I can't do it.
You talking about the as days go by?
Yeah. Go ahead, do it.
As days go by, it's big.
No. Don't try to.
You talking about the raspy voice?
Hey.
Like this, the singer right here.
Hey,
I don't know the song.
When Jeff be by me doing worship.
All right.
When Jeff be by me doing
All
worship. Yeah. I be like, Jeff, that's R&B, bro. What are you doing, man?
That's crazy.
I mean, for real though.
Everybody thought he was Jonathan McReynolds when he first got to 325.
You thought he was Jonathan McReynolds?
Y'all gotta stop doing that. It's literally
From the
no
side. Now he gives me
It's-
more Chris Tucker.
It's no. I would like. It's no similarities, man.
Chris Tucker?
Personality wise, I can understand that.
For real?
Absolutely, personality wise.
Seriously? Okay. I don't think you as well, Chris. Well, okay.
Because we come in here. We about business. We stand on business in here. So it's,
If I see this, okay, help me, y'all, because I'm trying not to be old, but this thing is frustrating me, man. It's like vernacular and these colloquialisms, they change every week. My daughter said that to me. My daughter was like, "You ain't standing on business." I was like, "Whoa, wait a second.
what does that even mean?
I was like, "How do you?" I'm like, "That's
I'm the wrong
crazy."
person to ask.
Man, where do y'all? Is there a dictionary? Is there like a
No, you
is there a
actually can, you
website?
can type
Is it on
in like
TikTok?
Urban Dictionary, like certain phrases. It can help keep you up to speed.
No, I mean, but are they showing me them as they're coming out?
No, yeah. Like once you hear something, it's like right there. It's already there because it's the internet.
Man. So that's kind of frustrating me a little bit. I want to go back to what I was talking about.
As days go by.
Okay, so there's an exercise. Okay, I'm trying to say this in a good way. All right, there's an exercise you can try. Number one, if you're married, you should try this right now. You should try it later. It's an exercise. If you're single, you can try it. Even if you're friends, you can try it. It don't matter. You just have to understand that it does take touch. All right. So this is an exercise you can do. This is an exercise of number one, gauging your sensitivity.
Okay.
All right. Number two, gauging your discernment, and the health of your heart. So what you do is you hold somebody's hand, and this is for both of y'all. Y'all hold each other's hand and y'all listen to a song. You could take a scene, but a scene is, of course, maybe longer, but you can listen to a song. Hold their hand, and as you listen to the song, every time you feel a flutter, do you know what I mean when I say a flutter? When I say a flutter, have you ever listened to a song, somebody does a run and your heart flutters?
Okay.
Or you're watching a basketball game, or it can be anything, and somebody does something so significant that it causes your heart to flutter, skip a beat, or you feel this moment, right? It's like a whoo, right? Now, the only way I can explain it is like if you're listening to a song and it's like your favorite song and you like a particular part, right? Like whenever you go over this particular part of the song, you're like, oh, that's good. You rewind it. Sometimes you listen to it again because it's that part that's really making your heart melt, right? That is you being able to discern a moment. That's you being sensitive to the rhythm, you feeling something, you being able to discern that, right? So what I like to do is you take somebody who's supposed to be prophetic, somebody that's supposed to be sensitive, and you allow them to listen to a song. It can be a song they like, or it can be a song they never heard before, right? And you're holding their hand and you're watching if they feel the same thing you feel. Right? You're watching. So as it's going through, when your heart flutters, you squeeze. If they don't squeeze, you just take a note or whatever. And then you continue to go. And when they squeeze, you take a note. And you're trying to see, just like when God told all of the animals to go before Adam, you're looking to see if there's a synchronicity or if there's some type of connectivity, right? So try it. It's definitely an exercise that can, for me, I'm doing it all the time because throughout a song, throughout a message, throughout a movie, there's moments I'm just like, whew. Every soft spot is potential for impartation, right? Every soft spot, because that soft spot is the membrane around your heart giving way. And if you open your heart, you can receive something. So whether it's confidence, whether it's information, whether it's strength, whether it's fearlessness, boldness, whatever the case may be. So it's a great exercise that you can do. We're about to get ready to wrap it up. Today has been great. I think we did all of our hot topics. Tonight's episode was called Follow the Flute. We talked about Andre 3000's brand new project. Most of us gave it a thumbs down. Which I'll give it? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Trash.
Wow.
I don't give it any thumbs.
Wow.
What did you give it?
Me? I gave it one of my fingers.
How? I see what you did there.
I gave it
Yeah,
one of my
one of those
fingers. I'm not going to say which one. No, I'm not going to say it like that. As a matter of fact, I haven't listened to it to the degree that I can give a educated kind of opinion about it. So I am going to listen to it. Maybe on my way home, I'll listen to it.
Oh,
go
I
ahead.
want to clarify. I haven't listened to it, but I don't want to listen to 87 minutes of one of the greatest rappers not rap.
Is he not rapping at all?
He
No,
doesn't
there's no
say a
bars.
word. You want me to waste?
He
you,
sings.
No, you
it's
want
all
me to
flute.
waste 87 minutes of
It's
my life?
only
You're
flute.
lying.
No,
I'm not lying.
It's only flute. It even has a
There-
disclaimer on it. It
my
says,
facial expression, exactly.
warning, no bars. Like there's no lyric.
So it's all instrumental.
It's all instrumental.
That's crazy.
We can come here on Sunday and get that.
That's
and
crazy.
be good.
That's crazy.
The longest
All
things are the longest words are the titles.
Well, with that,
So
we're going to end it because that disappointed me. Like, for real. I don't know why I thought like he was at least singing or
No,
something like
not
that.
a
That's
word.
crazy.
Just purring like
the
a cat.
title, those are your lyrics.
All right,
that's
final thoughts. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. I'm tired. This thing is getting to me. Go ahead. What are y'all thinking? What are y'all final thoughts as we get ready to go into Thanksgiving, as we get ready to go into the holidays? We do have, are y'all going to be ready for Sons Only on Wednesday or no?
Absolutely.
All right. So we do have For Sons Only. This is another podcast that we're doing Wednesdays around, what time we said?
10.
Did we say 10?
We do 9.
What did we do last time? 9.
Yeah,
So it
that's
should be Wednesday around like 9 or something like that. For Sons Only. That's going to be dope. It's going to be awesome. But final thoughts. Come on, let us know what's on y'all heart, what's on y'all mind.
Don't text me on Thanksgiving. Mind your business, eat your food. Don't put me in the text chain with 76 people.
Okay.
It's 2023. That's over.
He said, Jamel said the song titles are the bars.
They are.
Got you.
But
No, I didn't listen to it yet. Yeah.
yeah,
But what about you? What's your last final thoughts and stuff like that?
just be grateful for what you have and enjoy the time and the space. And thank you, Apostle, for the space for us to join you.
Oh, man.
Hallelujah.
I always hate when y'all clap because by the time I find the applause, it's over and done with. All right. But no, I appreciate y'all. We got family dinner tomorrow. So if you're in Atlanta, if you're a part of our church, we would love to see you at family dinner, 4665 Macland Road, 7 p.m. Wednesday. We do have For Sons Only. It's gonna be really awesome. All right. And then Thursday, we getting ready for Thanksgiving, chill, relax, have a good time, host your family, host your friends, and then we getting back to work. We got a lot to do, and we need God's help to do it. So until next time, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for hanging with us. We had a good crowd. Y'all stayed through the whole thing. Somebody said it's different kinds of flutes. Lance,
It's still
how
flutes.
you doing, Lance? You good? You okay, Lance? I saw you on Sunday. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. You look like you were going through it, Lance.
Set free. Yes.
Yeah. Lance was getting some deliverance on Sunday.
Hallelujah.
Help us. Y'all pray for me. Come on, man. I don't want to get sick.
These
Lord.
arrows.
What is that?
A healing arrow.
Do it again. Wait, we gotta do it again. So go. That's so stupid. Until next time, y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate you guys. Continue to pray for one another. Continue to love one another. And until next week, Monday, or until Wednesday at 9 p.m., I will see you guys later. We are out. Let me go ahead and play the intro music.
So how does God shift an industry? He allows a new problem to arise that the old style cannot address. I feel my time coming.
We champions.
And Jesus answered them saying, the hour is coming.
What?